March 17th, March 17th, March 17th. Baby.
Yeah, baby.
I'm just doing a Menzie in case you were wondering why I'm talking to myself.
What's that, baby?
I'm doing a message in case you were wondering why I'm talking to myself.
You great?
You said you're grateful. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's what I thought you said.
No, no, I just started doing a Menzie. You didn't even hear me. No, I said I'm doing a message right now, brother. Did you hear me?
No, I can't.
I'm doing a message.
Sorry. You're giving a message? Oh, okay. Got it. Yeah.
So anyways, March 17th, team. How are we doing? I figured I'd get on here. I love this day. I love luck, you know? I'm blessed and I'm favored, but I love luck. Luck is awesome. So, to my guys, test it, push your luck. Anyways, okay, no, just kidding. Let's just see what a daily message is. We've been going through, basically the one thing I will say is we've been jumping timeline after timeline after timeline. Another thing I wanted to say is shout out me, because on the 16th, it's not that serious, but it's like my cycle linked up with the 10-year anniversary of Dennis's life-changing, and I just feel like all the shedding and all the da-da-da, it's like the water's finally broke and my waters are rushing and I'm feeling good. And so also, yeah. So let's talk about the lucky favored communication of today. We have Mercury trining Uranus and Taurus. Mercury and Pisces trining Uranus and Taurus, I'm pretty sure. Trining, sextiling, Uranus and Taurus. Sextiles bring grounds for opportunity to arise. So I felt like Mercury upended communication, sort of sextiling. So there's opportunities for this communication, unexpected, not even unexpected, beyond what you could think of. Communication allowed to come through today, which is great. So let's see what we got, girls. So I think the biggest theme for March 17th is, and this is a huge thematic for what we're doing today, like another thing that's really big that's going to happen for us today is like our parents, like me and Dennis's parents we're all going to be like hanging out and kicking it today, which is just like, and breaking bread and having like a meal and everything together. And I feel like that's kind of the whole thing, is like it's a really big moment, because those moments where all of us are together so few and far between, even though you see me and Dennis like completely close and connected and all of these things. So it's kind of that energy where I feel like Spirit just wanted to talk about this, like where it's like you may have been always keeping yourself outside of the things that were already given to you for you to have. Like I feel like this whole cycle of self-sabotage where it's like, you know, God's already giving you fulfilling connections. God's already giving you the avenues, the sacred work, the things you want to do. And 90% of the time it's just like the people who are like, I really love taking photos, but I just work at my corporate job, or I know I love my daughter, for example, and I love her husband, and so why would I not invest in, like, spending more time with family? It's things like that. It's like the big drastic end of like people, and this is huge, and I'm holding space because I think the way that this St. Patty's Day realigns people is it does realign you to your luckiest path, but I think it has to come through this avenue of, and this can look a lot of ways, through the avenue of everyone finally being like, we need to participate. We cannot be locking ourselves out. And in fact, if you choose participation today, on March 17th, you might be very lucky how it actually helps you end a huge karmic cycle. It's like it's almost like following your intuition one time, letting yourself do the thing, letting yourself connect with the thing, not keeping yourself out, no matter how principled, just might be the thing that helps you illuminate, like, oh, that's exactly what this would be. This would be locking myself outside of my own value, the things that also bring my life value. I think there's also a big sense of like togetherness is important. I think there's been a really big emphasis with the divine that's like, you can keep rationalizing in your head that your healing journey should keep you isolated, but it's not necessarily supposed to be an isolating journey. And I think that this is the time where God does really illuminate, possibly in ways that are maybe heavier, because you're really going to understand the value of presence with someone else. Like, there is not, as much as you think this, that, and the third is where it's at, it's really nothing in comparison to like time spent. So I think a lot of people are really going to learn too as well that like missing out on the time, the breath, the sharing of that is something, it's still a loss. Like, I think today a lot of people could be being brought to the awareness based on just like what activities you participate in. And specifically, I'm just getting with groups with others. It's not just one person, it's multiple people, which lets me know this is a collective energy of like how we all keep, it's like the sniffing each other's butts, like dog behavior, like, you know, even if it's like all we want to do is like, because it's what it gives is like, these are people that are already in your bracket. So it's like a lot of, I'm also seeing a lot of just like people initiating, like there's no need for us to keep out. It's like once you get the awareness that like, oh, this is the direction I'm supposed to go in, or these are the people I'm supposed to be around, it's like we don't really have a reason to keep ourselves outside of that, do we? No, it seems like today it's like a lot of that's coming to an end successfully, you know. Oh my God, that's why I came on here. Okay, I'm right on the money with you guys. Very big theme collapsing today. Huge announcement, March 17th, 2026. Your luck, the way you feel lucky again in life is this. This has to be addressed. This is what's crossing this. You're keeping yourself outside of something because of a lie, because of the non-truth, because it's just you stealing from yourself. Not participating, not doing this, not whatever, acting like we're good, acting like we don't need the intimacy of presence together is not true. And I feel like today, because it's just like the fall, today marks, I'm telling you, the fall of all the stuff, the obligation or the ego or the image and whatever. But I just feel like today really, you're going to feel the loss. I mean, it's just getting, I think I just feel this sense of feeling where it's like, I cannot even lie to myself. It's like, even if I know like maybe you needed space or something in the past, it's like, it doesn't matter. It did come at a cost, because I think the things that you're realizing are the things that are like for you can take you unconditionally. So there isn't really an excuse when it's like, oh, it's like what I told my family, I was like, we can fight. We can definitely do that. We definitely always do that. But I'm not understanding why you guys want to use language or rhetoric that's like, I don't want to be connected to you, because that was embarrassing. That's the part that doesn't make any sense, because it's like, who else? Okay, where are you about to go? Like, where are you about to go? It's like, where are you about to go? Because this is to do, again, it's what God ordained for us. And when we like are like, nope, this is like serial being like, nope, that's not what's for me. To the point where it got put out. Like, I feel like, and this is very current, because I can even draw this in my own life. Like I said, we just left a job. Like, a lot of the aftermath of the things that are going on, we left a huge partnership that was huge and it was ordained, but then it got dealt with like this. Right? Supreme Protein working for Fresh Monkey was crazy, but that collaboration folded up as quickly as it started, because the girls were going through that exact issue, which is like, you're keeping yourself out of your desires through lies by being like, nope, repeatedly being like, this isn't what it is. Type of frequency. And again, God is, I know, y'all, it might be really intense and overwhelming right now, because it's like guarded city, wounded city, right? If it only, because the end of the cycle will trigger up whatever is guarded. Again, first week of March, I told you girls, you might want to forgive yourself first week of March. Just off the pure fact alone that like a lot of this stuff is about to end. Like, it doesn't matter. It's not a choice anymore. It's like your life moved on. Like, a lot of people I think are going to be having this like sort of mental, I want to say almost like jet lag. Like, it's like I'm lagging on where like my body is standing now, even though my mind may not have been like processing that, like, no, that relationship is over, because like the universe is now like separating us. We're not even by one another, you know, or we're not even, you know, or like that job is so beyond them, because it's like I quit now. It's like I'm being blasted into just like a completely different sphere. So again, all of those woundings, the ways that I was guarded, that's also being triggered up immediately right now. Again, I also think that's why right now it's not this, I feel like there's this, it's yet another little small loop, another cycle where it feels like, why are you still lying? Why is there still like, why am I still locked outside? But it's actually just the end, because it's the opposite of that that's on the other side. It's the opposite of that that's happening. That is the end of the old cycle, because again, tomorrow is still the Pisces new moon, which will be our last moon in this old astrological energy before we go into the new. So before that happens, we have to, I think there's just this final revisiting of how redonkulous, I just heard this is a redonkulous way of being, considering what you're treating this way, right? Which is your lover, you know what I mean? We're ending that cycle where we leave our worst selves for the people who give us and do the most for us and whatever, you know what I mean? We're ending that cycle, because that's how we used to treat ourselves. We used to treat everyone else better than we would take care of ourselves, and that's not what God's asking of anyone, you know? Let's look at the recent past. And it's also like, I think in the recent past we learned by, I don't even know how to describe a night of, this is exactly how I'll describe it. This is what a false source will sense you to do. So if this is kind of like saying like money, status, the material, the abundance, the wheel is your source. So these are people in the past that were like, you can't be my soulmate. I'm going to communicate a non-truth because you don't have what I have, or you don't. It's using the wheel again. It's like, this is like giving yourself the right to call someone a piece of shit or to treat someone a shitty way because you see that they live on I-35, you know? This is like allowing yourself to say non-truth, permitting yourself to do that based on the ideals of, well, I have the wheel, so that is reinforced. Now that collapsed because none of the people who used to say all this slick mouth shit have any of the money they used to have. They don't have it. They don't have the same abundance they used to have. It's gone now. And that's exactly how God will do you karmically, where it's like you were being foul-mouthed and whatever, and you were, again, this is a lot of malicious intent, like behind the non-truth of it. It's like, I'm here to confuse the situation. And when I say malicious intent, I just mean, it's like when you're moving out of your ego, it's not even that I want to just like make harm to someone specific. It could just be like, I'm coming out of my ego right now because like, I have a 2-story house. This is how people were doing it. It's like today, like, right, like our parents are all coming together because like the thing that's bringing us together is like, well, you guys for this whole time are being tested by God, because when you had it, when you were up, you chose to be a menace. Your wheel's going to turn down now. Your money's going to look like nothing in comparison to these kids. And I wonder how they're going to treat you. And I feel like you're going to be met with the boundaries, because people do know how you dealt with them, though, when it wasn't something, when there wasn't anything. And that's going to play you every time, because the wheel's a circle. So you're playing yourself because it's the same perfected geometry no matter what. Right? So it's a huge message. I just feel like there is someone who is now getting the karma. The wheel has turned. When you were on the top of the wheel, you were all happy to be fucking vicious and almost, I'm getting aggressor, oppressor, offensive. Like, I'm on the offense about things. And it looks like everything that was making, because this is also personal, right? Because this is like, you could have been, this is also like, it's a so within thing. So it's like, this was you in the past, where it's like, because say the wheel was turned down for you too. This, because there's an alternate message. Like, think about how me and Dennis were like been homeless the last 3 years. Like it doesn't match what the vibes were, right? So that's why everybody thought we were lying, because it was like, your wheel, you guys don't look like you. Why are you so limited? Why do you do that? So it looked like everything I was saying was full of shit. So on the contrary, when we're getting to the current moment, here come the plagues. Here come the famine, you know, here comes the war, here comes all of those things that before looked fugazi when I didn't have nothing, when I was like, y'all gonna be on the same position. It also feels like for those people on the bottom of the wheel, you prophesied that this was coming for everyone. And then it comes, people don't have as much, money ain't as long, you know, and a lot of times when you think you have a certain status, it makes you feel really secure in certain ways. But again, God's knocking down all senses of false security that stem from serving false gods. Yes. Yes, exactly. Yes, exactly. Because what is crowning this? The High Priestess. This was a prophetic message. this has to do with the luck of the High Priestess. And I think a lot of you guys are going to come to understand that. When the High Priestess is in union within, which is the requirement to do this, the union, right? The polarity being the bridge between worlds. When that person is balanced, God's will can be playing out. Could be not good times. It could be a destruction cycle. It doesn't matter. The High Priestess is sitting here balanced. So this looks like the High Priestess who's telling. It's kind of like what I say. It's like I fucking exercise every day. I fucking don't eat flesh or any type of fucking no. I don't eat death. So the whole fucking point there is like usually when I'm going back and forth with the guys in the courtroom, I'm gonna pull it out every time. I'm like, well, you look a mess. You're not even balanced and regulated. So I really can't even believe or take in anything that you're saying because it seems like you don't even take care of yourself. Like you have the option to take care of yourself and be balanced and you choose not to. So I feel like in this court of law you might just be fucking full of shit. So maybe we shouldn't take this guy's advice, right? Because they can't even walk, you know, type shit. They can't even do that shit, bro. Not even they can't, they won't even do it. So, you know, but it is giving that. I'm also getting kind of a behind bars energy. I kind of get that right now the universe is really not playing about the holy man of the world. And I feel like somebody was really told, you keep fucking, I feel like there's also a very big thing where it's like someone keeps speaking illy and also illusionarily over this High Priestess. And it's like, if you don't stop doing that, spirit is like, I don't think someone realizes they were really about to get put out, is what I'll say. I don't think that was expected. Because again, the High Priestess is one of the most protected motherfuckers. I just don't feel like someone was prepared to actually be put out. But the putting out, whether it came through for a third party person, it's like this aggressor, this type of frequency that's not in spiritual truth, that is obviously serially fucking serving the author of confusion to the point where they got put out. Yeah, it's not looking good. It's not looking good. It's giving behind bars. And God forbid if this is also, oh my God, these are prophecy stealers. Whoa. These niggas have been trying to get in and steal the stoles. Look at this. They've been trying to figure out how to get into the High Priestess temple and steal her destiny. Because here's the thing. High Priestess is destined to come into union. It's like a church, like inside the walls of the church, the High Priestess, this is her life. She's supposed to come into union, right? With the Hierophant, right? Type of frequency. It looks like there's a lot of motherfuckers who keep trying to break into the motherfucking Smithsonian. They keep trying to break into the fucking Temple of God. And it's like, the fuck? It's crazy. This is testing your luck. Oh God. This is a lot of a cycle. Yeah. I think on this day, March 17, 2026, a lot of the people that tested their luck with the High Priestess are, in fact, going to be sat down. I feel like that's why I had to come on and talk about the sextile with Uranus and Taurus and Mercury and Pisces, because that's exactly what this is. Something intuitive pops out of the sky. It's like Spirit has your ops, your haters, your third-party people seated, because there is a Uranus, sextile, Mercury, Pisces, Taurus action that's going to out of the sky in front of all these people. And guess what? It is in the cup. The victory that I feel like this destiny swapping, all it did was get you. I'm hearing you got put out. Like, I don't think, and this is gonna really break open the heart chakra of the High Priestess again, because I think the High Priestess has soul scarring from being burned at the stake. And, you know, the High Priestess serves the Most High. So times when a priestess or a priestess to go under involuntary suffering are always, like, important to remember that they have to deal with that with God as well. Because, you know, God, ouch, that was rude. For that to be, you know, something that goes on. So I feel like this has a lot to do. This victory, the Six of Wands that's coming. This parade, it's like it's like the High Priestess is about to be parade. It's an unexpected is not the word. It's just, kismet, serendipity. It's a struggle of the divine, but it's the way that the divine obviously has their hand in how they want this to be a part of also like ongoing justice for the high priestess, because of how many people were like trying. Look at this. It's like they think they know the code and they don't know how to be you. They don't know how to only you. This is also people, the high priestess also in her scrolls, in her Akashic, she just has the codes for who she has that codes for. The high priestess is going to spend her life just going up to people like, I have your codes. Here's your codes, right? And so I feel like a lot of people, again, they're trying to get in and steal your code. They were trying to like, what? And it's like the most password protected, but boots down, guarded, fucking invisible, like pyramid in the fucking ether. Like you can't even see this. It's like, this is a holographic play. You can't even get this knowledge. You know what I mean? It looks like someone really got fucking beat up trying to fucking get into the guapoli, brother. Looks like someone, it's just like, and they're still locked out. And then again, mind you, the fucking behind bars frequency or some shit. It's like, there's so many warnings from the divine that's like, you're testing your luck, trying to destiny swap with the high priestess. And it's like, it looks like the luck really runs all the way out. I just feel like there's a big theme of like, you're very lucky right now. You don't even, I feel like there's a lot of people, spirit teams being like, you're very lucky that this hype, because I think right now what's happening is the high priestess like push the button. But I think there's a big situation about the now moment where it's like, I see that this person was being very judicious and maybe even merciful with me, because it's really bad when they push the red button, when they really say, you know what, sick 'em W. You know what, don't protect me. You know what, let me send my whole team on you. Because when the high priestess sends the whole team on you, I think you girls understand now, like, oh, yeah, I was lucky back then that they didn't have the time to really fuck my whole shit up, or they weren't worried about me because, girl, what the fuck was I doing? Type of shit. Let's see. This is crazy. There's a very big energy that I feel like is coming through, especially with a lot of this, like, the things that are, like, separating, coming out of union at this time, globally. There's parties that in the separation, like, the vibe is kind of like, let's just walk away. Like, it's so, okay. You should just walk away. It's like you don't even have much. It's like the things that people are getting caught in, the situations that people, it's like, it's kind of like I did Fresh Monkey. It's like, I don't really need a discussion about this because you don't really want the full smoke. You don't. So I'm just going to lock you out and screw you over right now. You're going to have a hard time about it. I'm going to move on victoriously. But you will definitely have to just surrender to spirit. Like, I just feel that way. It's like, it's kind of like, yeah, it's like Mystery Inc. Like when they finally catch the guy, there's like a moment where every guy in a mask is like having to surrender to spirit, because it's like, brother, you're cornered. Drop it. Drop it now. The luck has run out for some of you girls. Whoa, this is crazy. I feel like this is me feeling like it's my lucky day, because like I said, this is exactly what's going on right now, because some people were being forced to surrender and they're just being like removed from the premises. Like, you gotta go. But you want to know why? This is what I've been praying for my collective to really master. Eight of Cups. I've been really wanting you guys to like really master that, like, all that shit you could build up, you know, is nothing compared to the path that you take that leads to total fulfillment. This is God's people rising up and saying, I am walking away finally, because I don't give a fuck who, what, where. I don't care about the peanut gallery and what they say about me. This is when you really don't look back. Do you know what kind of change you initiate? And that's what I'm saying. I feel like there's communication. I feel like I feel like the Uranus Mercury sextile is a communication that someone is actually you're just put out, actually. It's like, you're just done. Like this is someone who's like, I'm kicking you out because I don't want you to be able to steal from this anymore. Because the thing that these people are, when you recognize that someone is a serial abuser, they're committed to attacking this priestess over and over again, and it's from what it seems, it's just like it's all ass backwards, because this person's only sending this because of an illusion of security, which means, one, you don't even have anything to do with this high priestess type of frequency. You don't have anything to do with divinity or prophecy. You don't have anything to do with that. You're doing this because of some low level. It's like, this is like, you know, we got to keep our national figures safe. Like, some people don't need to be dealing with dumb shit. And I feel like there's people today who are waking up and being like, I need to deliver this truth where I put this thing outside. I can't let this have access to any of my anymore. It's like, you've got to go. You've got to move out. You've got to leave. Or, I'm leaving. I don't even care. It's like things like that that are being initiated at this time, because people are getting the humility from God about, but when the high priestess is visible, which she is now, she would be visible to all of you girls. The divine feminine is back. Okay, so now that she's back, it's like, you know, people just knowing that they have like wounded bitches in their court that just like do wounded shit is not reason enough to keep putting that on the plate of someone who's like deciding like the future of like nations. And so it's like, you like, certain stuff is like, huh? And I feel like that's just what it is, because look at it, you guys can't see this, but it's like, it's so irrelevant. Like, all these attacks, it's like, this person is definitely still going to be successful anyways, because their shit doesn't even have to do with none of these people. Look at these people. You can't, the reason you're sending all these texts is you don't even know what you're doing. These are guesses. These are like, you have 2 more tries before your iPhone gets locked and goes into fucking security mode, SOS mode. And then it's like someone has just been pushing SOS mode. It's like, you didn't even, and I think that's the humility of it. It's like, you didn't even kind of know what you were doing. You're not a threat. This is also a lot of justice. This is why it's like, people are always criticizing the high priest. It's like, you don't move, you're probably weak or whatever. It's like, no, baby, ain't nobody weak over here. You don't even kind of know where you are. Some of you guys don't even know your NPCs. Like, some of you guys don't even know there's nothing behind those eyes. Like, there's nothing there. So why would I be pressed about nothingness? Your parents coming together, that should have never happened. It wasn't ordained. Like, I'm not gonna, nobody, and it's like, no high priest is gonna go back and forth in the comments with you girls. You know, you're not even supposed to be here on this planet. It's like, what? It's like, don't. It's like, you know, so that uninterrupted victory, like the fact that it's like, it's what it's giving. It's like the awareness. It's like, okay, well, we know whose timeline didn't change. Like, it's just been the same steady growth, which would then make people go back and realize all that subterfuge, all that that has led us to the now moment. It's very clearly, what I'm hearing is it is clearly isolating what people's needs are. So on the contrary, I just feel like today people are trying to try their luck again at a new life, because they understand majority of what was shaping what was happening in the current moment, and everything that predated that was people moving out of being wounded, not healing, which is another thing that's also was like big luck for the priestess, because she was probably the only person at the time being like, well, the real root of why you're even acting out right now is because you're unhealed. And so I'm not actually even mad at you. The real evil is whatever was done to you that is now being mimicked. So I'd rather you address and come to God about what's hurting you, so God can help alleviate that supernaturally. And then we don't have to continue doing that to people, because I know you're not trying to hurt me. I know you're not trying to abuse me, but you are. And it's because you don't practice any healing modalities, right? It's like, you don't work on it, you know what I mean? Type of thing. So this is super beautiful though, because this is someone who I think spent a lot of time contemplating this new path that they've known has opened up. And I think which is beautiful. You take your time when you see things this, like, you don't have to do anything. You just get to look at it and watch and see how that's all unfolding for you. But I think when you think about your highest timeline, which is just like the life that you get to choose for yourself, that really genuinely just makes you the happiest. Like, it's such a radical idea in 2026 still. We're not past that. Like, most people are not thinking that that's something they deserve or that they should like reach for in any sense of the word, right? Because it means you'd have to leave behind what the Matrix told you to build, which is all the stuff out of obligation. The capitalism told you to build all the stuff you don't want to do, so you can make money. Date the people you don't want to date. It's like weird. It's like the dating pool's like, girls go out and they're like, I want someone 6 foot, finance, whatever. It's like, that's like not actually even what they really want. That's just like what they should want if they want to be accepted. If they want people to not judge their relationship. You know how many people judge my relationship? Like, me and my husband are like identical twins. Like, our body mass, everything's like exactly the same. So it's like, you know, that's not like conventional. It's not like I'm not dating a fucking 7 foot there's no need for that. It's like, grow up. You're 7 foot, grow up. It's like, you know, it's like this shit like that. It's like, it's like, it doesn't matter. Like, nobody's gonna like celebrate the shit, but it's like, I know what makes me, you know what I mean? You know?
Right.
He knows bad girls weren't necessarily like the fashion, but he was like, anyways, I'm gonna follow my heart.
Yeah.
Anyway, she's the fashion for me. She's the hottest girl I've ever seen. And it does take walking away because nobody else supported, nobody was like interested in who we were interested in at the time we were interested in them, you know? Didn't matter. But that's why we walk down this path that has 10 cups, and that's why we're so good at facilitating and helping people get over the 8 of cups, because it's hard. The 8 of cups is just hard, mostly just because of how much group thought and how much like society, like we back up, like we should all think this way, we should all do things this way. Holy shit. In the fear space, you guys. And I think this was definitely your worst fear, because it's like the worst fear is that you eat the forbidden fruit, that you get tempted out by a demonic force. But I think I also teach, I don't think, I know, another population of students that I have is like really ascended, like hierophants in themselves, other holy men. And a lot of you in this lifetime, you know, I am a catalyst, a mirror to support you to understand that you really feared. I think you know exactly what your spiritual capacities are. So I think you're always really, really, really fearful. It's like, you know, even if you consider it control or protective or whatever, I think you're actually still like, you're probably like harboring a fear actually of people like I took that fucking fruit and it fucking was actually bullshit, bondage, rotten fruit. It's like, look, someone like tempts you with a good time. So I think like a lot of people, this whole current moment, this whole dynamic stems from disobedience, essentially. Can you be tempted? Because the only reason this high priestess and all this shit and the way that it's gone, the reason the locked out, the having to confront, like, why do we do this? Why do we not hang out with like our family? Why do we not talk to our kids? Why do we not ask out the person we really want to ask out? Why do we not do those things, right? It would stem from this. The real subconscious fear that you were eradicating was the myth, the mythology that the devil could come up to you and offer you this really good looking fruit, and then you bite it because you didn't know, you thought it was a good apple and it was a bad apple. So now you're like, no, I'm in hell. But let me demystify that Adam and Eve bullshit, okay? Let's demystify it. You, in practice, many of you, like I said, I think you are having to you're putting out a demon because you know exactly that. It's like, you offered me some bullshit because you knew you were a demon. You gotta go now. You gotta go now for a lot of reasons. I should have already had you out the picture a long time ago. But then it's like, if it wasn't enough for me to do it then, now you're really targeting things that are just a part of like my higher calling, and those things have to do with God. So now it's almost like you're doing this because it's like, you're sending this person like packing on a boat because it's like, I don't want you fucking with entities you don't know nothing about. I don't want you, because even if you don't even know all that the high priestess has going on, you know the high priestess status enough to be like, that would be like fucking with a world leader. That would be like, like, you can't, this is where someone has to be like, I can't let a karmic, like I can't let a baby mama like try to stop like Gandhi from like, you know, it's just like if someone had some very personal, random, specific beef and someone's like mission is whatever, but it's like someone is trying to deal with their karmic energy with their people, but it's like God is calling everyone to their higher timeline. So what if someone's a karmic for you, but their objective destiny is like something bigger? So it's like both of those timelines, like it is for everybody, would be like calling to that person. But again, you have to really recognize if you're the person that's straddling those two worlds, it's like your baggage, because you're now starting to submit your baggage to baggage claim, because the priestess is down to claim it. That's fine. You girls keep sending for me. I will clock it every time. But I don't think nobody needs that type of smoke. I don't think anybody needs to do that. I think this is a separation of like church and state. It's like, okay, this is not that, right? But again, let me demystify you took the forbidden fruit. Remember what I told you guys about the disillusionment at this time? It was never that the devil came up to you with an actual $1 million that was really good for you, and then it went horrible because you're a bad person. No, you were always being given a shite offer. You were always being given something rotten. It was never what it wasn't. Like that person that you have to do all this boundary setting with and removing with, they were never better than they were. So this is a vision thing. This is a spiritual clarity. This is an emotional clarity issue, right? You need to be clear in your emotions in order to discern, in order to be alive, in order to, and I think capitalism only teaches us the judgment of emotion, which judgments what emotions we don't need in a court of law, what we don't need if we got to come to the business deal, what we don't need. So you spend all this time like learning what emotions to pick up and put down and when and where, instead of actually just realizing that you need to just be able to know what you're feeling clearly. Like you do just, at the end of the day, it's like you do just need to be able to be like, if I'm pissed off right now, I just need to be able to know that that's what I'm having. Because I think a lot of times when you guys are pissed off, you think you're happier than you are. You think you think something didn't bother you as much as it did. And that's where the emotional clarity gets you played, because it's like because I'm just being honest with you, I feel like a lot of you have had a facepalm moment in the recent past where you had to be like, fuck you, get out of my camp, get out of my swamp altogether. But it's because somebody came up to you, they had a fucking shit idea, and they were like, hey, and they're like, it's a demon. And it's like, whatever. But again, the issue was, it's like, it's, you know what, and I'm going to be vulnerable because this happens to me a lot, like, especially when white people do, like, blatantly, like, invasive things to me that are, like, racist and invasive. Like, if a white woman, like, touches my hair, like, a lot of times, like, in that moment, like, that is something that, like, vehemently bothers me, just because, like, I literally can't tell you the last time I've walked up to any human ever and just been like, oh, so beyond it being like a black thing, or beyond it being about like what that does to like a coil or a 4C texture, that's not why it's annoying. It's annoying because it's like, I'm sorry, I don't like just,
Right.
we don't do, who's doing that to anyone? It's just like, it's like a weird behavior. But a lot of times when I'm in a situation like that, where it's like my shit's getting touched and I'm like, why is your dirty ass hands in my hair? Like, why? It's like, why are you doing that? Usually what'll happen is like it's not a freeze. It's like a lot of times when I leave, I'm like, that person obviously had no respect for me as a human being. I could have punched her in the face. A lot of times I walk away being like, I could have went blimey ape shit. Like I could have, and I didn't. And I think a lot of times that's what this kind of manifests as. It's more like delay. Many of you, like I said, you guys hierophants out there, it's like you have just kind of like, it's not even like a delayed emotional processing. It's just a very big spectrum of how you might feel. You might feel a lot of feelings at once in a moment. Maybe only one of them is coming out of you, like respond in a sentence or dealing with something, but it's like you have a lot of feelings about it. And I think that's where this fear was starting to mobilize, because it's just like, oh God, I don't feel like I'm gonna show up well if someone comes up to me and disrespects me in my face. Like I feel like we all, I raised the generations of fucking spiritual fucking peaceful combaters. So I think a lot of us who are on the stew's way are always kind of like, I don't want nobody stepping on me. I don't want nobody, trying me and lying me and crying on me and stuff. A lot of us don't want to, whatever. And in the end, I just kind of feel like that's really more what it is. I think it was more like, I think it is our worst nightmare. It's like someone with influence or power or ability, to come up to any sort of circumstance or situation and not be prepared to represent yourself well. And I feel like that's something that, you have to face the worst fear. And sometimes I think a lot of you are actually leaving, and it's like, I'm actually really blessed and grateful to have faced the demons that I faced. A lot of them too were really deep and intense. Like I get a lot of wounds from my family, so I know a lot of you might resonate with that, where it's like people that were familial to you, whether they were chosen or whatever, like being the people that kind of have done you the worst in your life, because in the end it's kind of like helps you really understand the lesson of it though. It's like, well good, I've already faced my fear though of like what would happen when someone comes up to me, offers me some shit caca on a plate, and like how am I gonna respond? And I think we went through whatever we needed to go through so we could trust ourselves that like, if I do make a mistake and take the wrong deal or make the wrong connection and it really hurts me, like I'm gonna be the one that's gonna have to recover it and move forward. But I think the biggest thing about this cycle was just like, God needs its leaders to know that they could do it, that you can literally like, actually like, okay, that's my bad, I made a mistake. And that's gonna be like really valuable for you in your long-term life, You're not always gonna make the right. I don't make any perfect mistakes. I've told you what I live for is like, I work, I eat, sleep, I keep myself alive, just mostly to like have sex with my partner. So it's like, it kind of just like, there's gonna be times when that's my singular goal most of the time. So I can fail at a lot of things along the way trying to achieve that. And I feel like that's the beautiful part. But I think this is super awesome, because the lucky outcome of this is that on March 17th, you're actually able to, this is really beautiful, because like I said, it's like, it's not that it's making you feel sad. I don't want to describe like your feeling about it, because what you're letting go of was so destructive and abusive and serially abusive in a lot of ways. So you're really letting go of the whole cycle of being attracted or being vibrationally in alignment to that kind of thing. That kind of thing being like stealing from yourself constantly and keeping yourself outside of the things you really want. That's what all those people would have embodied that you've let go of. And now, in exchange for mastering the Eight of Cups, this is the person that's like, and I want you to know, like, as I'm breaking up and walking out now, do not be surprised in the first thing I am going to go do is go to what like actually makes me happy. So this isn't someone having couth and decorum. It's not. You're gonna probably see that a lot in the spring, in the year of the fire horse in general, where it's like, wow, they moved on fast, and I want to clarify what really happened there. They didn't move on fast. Something was probably dead a long time ago, and somebody's just been sitting staring at what they want for a long time as well, and then they just didn't do anything about it. Now the universe is like, okay, it's the world card end of a lot of cycles where like we can't be in both places, so the universe is gonna shoot you whichever way you're choosing to commit. But I just see a lot of people did actually do the like, because I think a lot of you guys, God doesn't play about you. Like there's some people that's like you really like let stuff get to a certain point also, because it does kind of re-fortify that's like, oh yeah, I am a holy man. Like because a lot of times God won't like do stuff to other people. Like sometimes God will let people stay in relationships and people are like, damn God, why didn't you intervene? Because this feels like this could have been broken up. I didn't have to spend 20 years here. But it just shows you that like, yeah, some people God doesn't play about. Like some people God won't even let you hang out with bitches. They won't even let you stay in that long, because it's just like you can make any mistake, you have free will, but it's like God will really correct it if you have to be on path to doing something God needs you to do. And so I just feel like that's the kind of frequency. It's like the people that are walking away are like, it's very specific. It's like for example, like my mom, it's like the transformation that's happening for her at this time from her perspective would be like when she returns back to her life, it's like, just so you know, everyone who tried to keep me from the exact people that were for me, as soon as I cut you off, the one thing I'm going straight to go do is be with the thing that you get what I'm saying. So that's exactly the frequency, you know. And yeah, it's like, and I think you just need to know that the people, the bitter peanut gallery in the back, there's not gonna be like anything to really say. Like there's not gonna be like pretty much anything to say, because it's like the whole God is like telling them to shut up. God's like, no, because the thing is again, this kind of does come back to a big guys that are on the grid right now. Like the high priestess on the grid is like not, it's like a big guy. So a lot of stuff is like getting in the way of that path, and I think that's gonna be blocked. So that's really amazeballs. Let me see if there's any other clarifiers that are important. Let's see the Five of Pentacles clarification. Let's see. Fabulous. Yeah. So it's definitely a King of Cups that initiated this. Some of you are using your emotional intelligence to separate. And this has to do with elevation. This is a separation. This is kicking somebody out. This is like the type of person who's like, get out of my swamp. Get out of my swamp. You gotta go. Right? You're separating yourself. And this is the type of separation that's like, I'm separating myself and knowing that I'm elevating. I'm separating myself from things that I'm above. You get me? So that's where that's coming from. And it looks like this King of Pentacles, or this King of Cups, is kicking out someone who they know. There's someone there kicking out of their kingdom. Get out of here. Get out of my church. And let's see, but because I'm pretty sure the person that they're separating from keeps doing this. They keep trying to steal from them. Steal is what I'm hearing. Oh. Yep. Could have a lot to do with Cancer energy as well. So you just got the Chariot, but it's like, there you are, sabotaging and stealing. Because this is what they're doing. This is a King of Cups who's literally watching someone who's like trying to, I think this King of Cups also let someone get really carried away. I think this is also the kind of energy that's like, I know you're someone who wants to kill me. Like, it's kind of a King of Cups is like, I know you want to kill me. And they're just watching them, and it's like they watch them, because the 10 is like KO. So they're at the 7 right now. It's like, whoa. Almost because I feel like this King of Cups really it's more like a character study. Like, you knew you had a demon on your hands, but it's like, you gotta really like look at how malicious and how far they'd go, just so you know how to deal with them. You know what I mean? Just so when you call 12, you know how to deal with the guys proper. Let's see if there's anything else. You wanted to see how far they would go. That's interesting. I'm also getting behind bars. There's no bail, mind you. There's like no bail. It's like, yeah, the things that people have done, I just see hefty prices. Hefty prices, hefty. Stinky, hefty. because whatever the Knight of Swords in the recent past was, it's like in the recent past, someone communicated something that they thought was about fucking somebody else's Two of Cups up, like just hateful, just sending it, just trying to whatever, because they see this. I think this is just anxiety. I think this is the year the Fire Horse, the Chariot is so real. The year of the Fire Horse, it just feels like fuck. I feel like I can just tell you about this. So this is like someone who was just like, their attempt was to try to knock this down, and they don't realize in the real past all they did was like remove themselves. This is someone who just removed themselves from the destiny, from the prophecy for sure. It's like with High Priestess. And the High Priestess's whole situation is like, she's feeling extra burdened. She's like, okay, all I know is I'm walking my path and there's all this extra unnecessary stuff on it. So she's been doing this whole like, I'm cleaning my path, but it's like, I feel like this King of Cups type of frequency. It's like there's a lot of people who know why the High Priestess is so burdened, and it's because she's High Priestess, so she works between the veils. So she gets all of our unseen energy and all the stuff we do in the ethers, like all the backwards stuff that people really do and why they really send it. She's getting. So she's like, okay, guys, my offices are flooded. All of you are living mad, unaccountable. I need to put some boundaries up because like I'm the super empath. So it's like overwhelming me. What's going on? What do y'all have me wrapped in that I don't even understand? Kind of frequency. Only for strength and temperance, right? Right. This reminds me so much of my mom because she's Leo rising, Sag sun, but she really, like, when her being here really, it objectively, like from a higher perspective, it really indicates to me that it is really that time. It's like definitely time to move forward on certain things, which is important to understand. This graduation is like divinely timed. It was right on time. I think this is also something that's like this all happened like this because there was always a date and a time that this was gonna happen. That's why I have to put out the March 17th message, because it's like your luck and your fate and your victory changes. It was always gonna be a specific time. So that's why some of these people knew this. Some of these karmics, they're all they could really do was fill the time between this and that. No matter how much they tried to do bondage, and it's again, there's a lot of spiritual protection. So again, it's like these guys aren't gonna get away with too much, but. Anywho, I'm about to wrap up on set. 3 Pentacles, 6 of Swords. It's time to move. All right, folks, let's see. Yep. You had to put up the boundaries and do the cutting in order for you to walk down this path of 10 Cups. Easy. Had to. This is a huge fear as well. I think when people are looking for love, I think the biggest deep-seated fear is that they pick the wrong person. Not even that they pick the wrong person. You can pick the wrong person. There's picking the wrong person, and then there's picking a demon. And I think this is a fear of like, what if I pick the wrong person? This is what's been ruining the covenant of marriage, because demons infiltrated marriage. Demons used to get married and be like, look, we're a happy couple, and we're not. And so nobody trusts marriage anymore. That's what the real fear is. Nobody trusts divine union anymore. Because I think some of you guys said somebody was a wife, and look at this. Look at that bitches. It's a gold digger. It's a gold digger. And then it made you have a wound with God, because I feel like this woman also probably used God to get you to do this. They probably used some sort of spiritual, I'm only saying woman because it's just like giving bride. But again, we think about divine unions, the divine feminine in this picture, right? For all of us, it's like, I don't want no fake wifey. And this isn't just fake wifey. This is like, again, marrying like a fucking demonic frequency that just wants to steal your wealth. That's a fucking fucked up situation. I see why we would be separating at this time. Okay. Yep. Just like I said, this is the type of person that's like, and don't be fucking surprised because I'm cutting you. This is the type of breakup that's like immediately, like, it's like sent you the text, and but it's because I'm on my way to my new my Tinder date. Like, I'm actually on my way. I'm actually out of town. I'm thugging with my rounds. Type of shit. So I don't know, y'all. That's the mentality. Thanks for letting me get that in. Thanks for letting me do my job. Okay. So, lucky day, up to you. Peace and blessings.